One of the people that I spoke with recently is an expert in biodesign.
Mm,
So I think this kind of touches on that topic, right? Because we're using nature to inspire perhaps new designs for the future.
yeah, definitely. And I've been talking to a number of designers actually, and we're trying to because one of my experiments, I created some tiles with different textures, and try to see if that affected moss colonization. And some people are quite interested in that, so they're trying to they're interested in sort of taking that a step further and looking at some of the ways that they can create different surfaces for buildings that maybe can encourage colonization, and that's happened a little bit in Europe, but not. I haven't seen it in Australia. Yeah, but I'm definitely interested in that. I think that's really fascinating.
Tiles and textures. Now you've got my attention. I'm really curious about that because I want to know what you tried. What did you find out? Tell me more.
Well, the first thing, which was quite funny, was that I ended up having to learn a bit about concrete, and I actually cast these concrete tiles myself because I wanted to see. Like, I'd noticed that the obviously pavement cracks. There's a bit of a depth there, and if they're too shallow, there's no, like, there's nothing for sort of moss to get hold of. So I was aware that texture and what we call microtopography really makes a difference. But I wanted to do an experiment on an urban gradient with that, but I couldn't find any tiles that had enough texture. So I needed a depth of getting on for a centimeter. So I actually made some models myself out of cardboard, and then I made some silicon molds. It was very took ages, and then I cast concrete, and I made I think about 250 small tiles, which I then put on these panels. And yeah, people were fascinated with them. And what I found was that they, yeah, the sort of like a niche design, like where there was sort of a depth that, as opposed to a relief where things stood up, that really made a difference. And I did some experiments in people's gardens, and then I did another one where I just did it in one place, and I added water each week and had some in shade, and the shade actually made a huge difference.
Huh. Did you publish that anywhere or do you have it like on a website somewhere?
So I've done some presentations where I've shown pictures of those, but I haven't published it yet. I've got the results in, but I've just got one last survey to do, so I'm trying to do that, and then I'm going to be starting to write up.